from fall to winter, and as the seasons change, so does the vocabulary.
Yes, it does. Meteorologist Todd Howell and Cassie Nall explain the winter weather terminology.
Here are some winter weather words you should know as we head into the season.
Let's start with wind chill. It represents the effect of cold temperatures and wind on the human body, but there's more to it than just how cold it feels outside. The National Weather Service uses a chart to determine how dangerous the combination of temperature and wind are to exposed skin.
And one of the side effects of being outside during those extreme conditions is frostbite. This happens when the skin is exposed to extreme cold and typically affects the nose, fingers, and toes. The tissue can be damaged or may even die, and amputation is sometimes necessary. Always be sure to dress properly for weather conditions.
A word you may sometimes hear in addition to the typical winter precipitation types is graupel. It's basically soft hail or snow grains or pellets. It forms when supercooled water droplets collect and freeze on falling snowflakes, forming tiny balls of ice.
And every snowstorm is not a blizzard. To be defined as a blizzard, you must have sustained winds or frequent gusts of 35 miles per hour or greater, visibility reduced down to less than 1/4 mile from falling snow or blowing snow, and those conditions must persist for 3 consecutive hours.
Something you will commonly see during the winter months is rime ice. It can sometimes look like snow on trees in higher elevations, but it is actually formed from freezing fog. It can create some beautiful scenery in the mountains of East Tennessee.
And those are just a few of the words that you'll hear as we move into the winter season.
And the terminology will continue coming up tonight at 6, the 10 weather.